Did he contact you and offer to let you still live there?
He never denied me living there. He offered me a lease.
Mr. Antanjo, did you offer him a lease to keep staying in that house?
No, ma'am. When he moved into my house, I gave him a lease.
Listen, after he got out on bond,
No.
you did not offer him a lease to still stay there.
The only thing that I would do is on condition that is staying in my house, there are some rules in the house.
So you did offer him a lease?
Not after he was released from jail.
When did you offer him that?
When he moved into my house, and I've not signed any lease with him.
Mr. Richards, show me that what he sent you after you got out on bond. Now, Mr. Antanjo, if he's going to share this screen, it's going to show you offering him something.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome back to Family Court Drama. In today's episode, the plaintiff is seeking a temporary protection order against one of his tenants. He alleges that the defendant has repeatedly threatened to physically assault him, with these threats occurring on multiple occasions. The plaintiff further claims that one of these incidents escalated to the point where the defendant was arrested. The defendant asserts that due to the frivolous arrest, he has been unable to move out of the plaintiff's home, despite it being a condition of his bond. He claims the plaintiff is okay with him living there and even sent him a new lease. Let's see what the judge thinks about this case.
Mr. Antanjo, start with this recent event, work backwards on what it is that Mr. Richards has done to make you seek a stalking order.
Yes. So for some time, since Mr. Richard moved into my property, that is, he moved in December 15. And then when I had an interview with him, I thought he was a respectable person. But then not long after that, he's been, every time there's a conversation, it turns into threats. And then
specific. What is it that he's done to you specifically?
Yes, okay. Specifically, he said, my house is dirty. And all the tenants that live in this house, they are all dirty.
Wait a minute. Is this a bunch of rooms that you rent out as a bunch of rooms?
Yes, single room. So I said, okay, you've just been in here less than 2 weeks. I called a meeting in the house with all the other tenants. Some of them are sitting right here. I said, if you don't feel comfortable living here and you think that the place...
Let's get to what Mr. Richards did to you.
Okay, so Mr. Richard would always threaten me to beat me up.
Okay, like when and how often and what exactly did he say?
He would say, I'll beat you up. Even when my 2 kids were right here, he said, let them go upstairs and then see exactly what I'm going to do. I'll beat you up.
So when was that?
A couple of times, not even once.
When? Like last week, a couple of weeks ago?
A couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago.
All right. Yes. What was he arrested?
So what happened is that, and at what time, in fact, I stayed away from the house just to avoid any confrontation. And then one other thing he would do to me is the thermostat is in his room. He would he would turn the thermostat off, the whole house will be freezing. And the other tenants will complain and all that. And some ways.
But we're talking about, so he's threatened to beat you up. Then he got arrested for something. What did he get arrested?
Yes. So he arrested for threatening to beat me up, bodily harm, because I just came from somewhere. I was not in the house. I came back home here. I was in the kitchen. There was a trash bag hanging on the cabinet, and he just came into the kitchen and he said, "Why is this trash can here? Why is it?" I said, "Is there a problem?" "I don't know who put it there." And he said, "Well, it's a problem for me because I don't want it there."
Okay.
Then I said, "Okay."
Here's what I want to hear.
Then he threatened me. Then he said, Then he said, I said, okay, I put it there. I'll take it outside and throw it away. It's not a problem. He says, well, I don't want to see it here. I said, but then what are you talking about? He said, well, I'm going to beat you up and beat everybody else up if I see that with food in the trash thing hanging there. I said, well, you can't say that. You can't do that. So he said, I will do it. I'll beat you up. So I said, okay, you can't just threaten to beat me up and not, I will call the police. He said, call the police. I called the police. So when the police came and then they had a conversation and then finally police decided to arrest him.
Okay. All right.
So after he left the jail, he came back home and he said, well, I was going to pay for causing his arrest. And I'm saying, look, I didn't arrest you. Police arrested you. Police just came into the scene and talked to us and everything. I don't have the power to arrest you. It was police who arrested you. You can't retaliate on me. But he would not stop. I go out even in the street. I want to drive off. He will not allow me to drive my own car away. He's restraining me in the street. And he keeps doing that. I can't even go. I used to go out to do my exercise in the evening.
Okay, hold on. After he got out on bond, he came by to see you.
He came back home, yes.
Okay. Mr. Richards, let me ask you one question. Why did you go by there when your bond conditions strictly say no further contact with him?
Your Honor, I pay rent to occupy a room at the house. They didn't tell me when I bonded out that I had to stay away from there. The petitioner has two homes.
So I know it's Judge Morrow. I'm looking right now at your bond order, and they say no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons or firearms. It says no further contact. Pius Atencha. It says it in writing, and it's signed by Judge Morrow. And you got a copy of this when you bonded out, when you got out of jail. When you went 6 months to the jail, but they gave you, and the judge, I know Judge Morrow, he said, "These are your conditions. I do it in the evening every night." I'd say, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Stay away from ankle monitor. I can go through it off the top of my head. Why did you go by there when it clearly says it's dated December 27th, no further contact with him?
Your Honor, my apologies. When I bond this, that was my first time ever being arrested. So when they explained to me the do's and don'ts, I assumed that what they had explained to me was enough, and they never said to me that I had to stay away from the property. Mr. Pius has 2 properties. He occupies another with his wife and 2 of his adolescent children. So this was my only place of residence.
But you had contact with him.
Because he comes there.
Okay, but it says no further. Have you moved out?
I can't move out because he had this temporary protection order placed, so I still have belongings in the house.
So you need to get your stuff.
Correct.
Do you have another place to move it to?
No, I haven't. I have a storage space.
But you have another place you're living, obviously, right?
No. Because of the frivolous arrest that was brought forth, I just recently was declined a place that they was going to not only have me rent, but they was going to have me retained as their courtesy officer, which would have cut my rent in half. But when they ran my background, it came up terroristic threat.
Well, yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. A cop made this. He didn't go take out a warrant for you. A cop filled out the arrest warrant and took it out based on whatever, right? So
they arrested me, Your Honor. The officers had informed me that they arrested me solely because of one of his 6 tenants, which is sitting beside him, assisting him, who claimed to have witnessed the alleged threat. Okay. And he was arrested at the same time for open warrant for shoplifting.
Mr. Tanjo, when can he go by and get his belongings?
I didn't get that, ma'am.
When can he go by and pick up his belongings from the house that he was residing in? A Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, he can get a sheriff's department escort.
You mean in future?
Next week.
Next week.
Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays, 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. Mr. Richards, what works for you? A Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? Now, there's also other ones that they have to do escort. So probably escort to go get their belongings. So it'd probably be like a couple of like not next week, maybe the next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. Mr. Richards,
Wednesday, 10 a.m.
Wednesday at 10 a.m. All right. So, let's see. Okay. Your case is set in front of Judge Edline.
They haven't given me a court date, so I don't even know if I.
No, I'm just
It's your
telling you.
records.
I'm just telling you it's in front of Judge Edline. I'm looking at it on the system. It's assigned to Judge Edline. So what we'll do is we've got the address, right, Ms. Free?
No, Your Honor, I will need the address. This is a stalking order.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Mr. Richards, if you, one of y'all, Mr. Richards, if you could put the address to that residence in the chat for Ms. Free. We're going to do an order so that you can go by there on a Wednesday at 10 a.m. Now, we're going to call the sheriff's office and get what Wednesday date. And we're going to put your email in there too, Mr. Richards and Mr. Tanger. You're going to put your email in there, but we'll send you a copy of that order. Okay. There's instructions on there where you have to call the sheriff's department and confirm that Wednesday at 10 a.m. and you'll be there. I think they only stand by for like 2 hours.
I'm listening, Your Honor.
All right, and I'm assuming that you were assigned, did you even show up at first appearance? You had a public defender that represented you?
What's the word?
A public defender?
I had a public defender, but I had rescinded attending because I don't have a criminal record and
Right.
I was released on my own recognizance.
Right, so, but if you have a public defender, you know who it was?
I can't recall. I can contact the public defender's office and get that information.
Okay, so you could let your public defender know that you appeared here. And right now, there is that no further contact. Let me explain it to you. No text, no calls, no letters, no carrier pigeon, no Morse code, no social media posting, no having someone else get in touch with him, no sign language from down the street, no holding up signs outside, no contact whatsoever with him. Okay, none. That'll be a violation of your bond condition, and they can violate your conditions, and you'll go back and sit in jail until your trial. You don't want to do that. All right. So, Mr. Tajo, right now there is there's a bond order that says he can't get in touch with you.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's his bond condition. And I think that should, I'll tell you what, we'll put this in place for like 3 months. Amber, Ms. Free, doesn't feel good today. We'll just put this in place for 3 months. By then, Mr. Richards, you should, and if Mr. Richards, listen to me, if your bond conditions, your public defender can get your bond conditions modified, and then this will just expire.
Your Honor,
Yes.
can I say something?
Gotcha, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that is text communication and video evidence that I have that contradicts the petitioner's temporary protection order. He offered me
The only reason I'm doing, I'll let you share that, but what, he's contacted you after you were arrested?
No, he contacted me prior, but he also entered the room to remove furniture that he placed in the room. I have him on recording. He also offered me a lease agreement even after he had me arrested, and then attempted to have me arrested a second time when I was released. And I had communicated through him via text and asked that we reserve all communication by letter, email, text,
After
or
you got
video
out
chat.
on bond, did he contact you?
Yes. No, I contacted him because I lived there, and
Right.
he doesn't, and he lived between 2 different places. And I informed that I was
After
told
you
I had
got out on
COVID.
bond, did he contact you and offer to let you still live there?
He never denied me living there. He offered me a lease.
Mr. Antanjo, did you offer him a lease to keep staying in that house?
No,
After-
ma'am. When he moved into my
Yep.
house, I gave him a lease.
Listen. After he got out on bond,
No,
You did not offer him a lease to still stay there.
The only thing that I would do is on condition that is staying in my house, there are some rules in the house.
So you did offer him a lease.
Not after he was released from jail.
When did you offer him that?
When he moved into my house, and I've not signed any lease with him.
Mr. Richards showed me that what he sent you after you got out on bond. Now, Mr. Atencho, if he's going to share this screen, it's going to show you offering him something.
Yes, ma'am.
So you didn't send this to him after he got out. Looks like that was after he got out.
Okay. The
No,
text
no.
message.
No, let me say something. I just asked you, did you offer him a lease after he got out of jail? Now, this is you saying, here's a lease.
Okay, this is what happened. I have not offered him. I gave him a document, a draft copy of the lease agreement in the house to see the rules, the conditions, the terms and conditions for people living in my house.
This says
I did not sign a lease and give
lease agreement for your, I guess you want to say perusal. Please note rent is due on the 1st of the month with a grace period until the 5th. Thank you. So this doesn't say here are the rules. This is you contacting him. He got out on bond. Let me see that. What was the date of your bond? I can pull it back up.
28th, Your Honor.
December. So after the 8th of December, no. None of that. Why did you even continue to offer him to stay there?
The fact of the matter is that he is staying there. As a matter of fact, he's living in my house. I don't know about his bond agreement or anything. He's still living in my house.
You sent him a lease after he got out.
When you look at the date of this statement, he does not tell you, and he does not show you the statements that we have been making. This is just what you are seeing now. We have been having a couple of discussions about the conditions for his stay in my house.
So if he follows conditions, you'll let him stay.
The fact of the matter is that this man had told me he will move out of my house in a month.
And Tango.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not listening.
Okay.
January the 3rd. Nope.
Okay,
January
go ahead.
3rd, you sent him this and said, here's a lease agreement.
Yes.
Thank you. Stand by. Go ahead, Mr. Richards. You can show me the next. He had gotten out on bond December the 28th.
Yes.
Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Richards.
So that's his number, Your Honor.
Okay.
And this is, there's more communication, but I'm just showing you, I'm showing you our communication overall so you can see that there's no way he feels threatened by me with the communication that you see taking place.
What I want to see is that he sent you a lease that you can still stay in this house.
Okay, 1 second.
You need me to stop share so you can get it?
No, Your Honor. Here it is right here.
I was about to say, I still see the same screen.
Yeah, he's gonna have to stop share.
Yeah.
Oh, you still see this? Oh, okay, sorry. Let me change it.
Let me stop it. All right, go ahead and try to reshare again.
Mhm. Okay.
All right, hold on. Now, is this in January also?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this is after you got out?
Correct.
Right. All right. So you're in the green or he's in the green?
This is me, Your Honor, in the green.
You're in the green. Okay. Okay.
That's him in black.
Okay.
Can we read what he says in green, please?
I'm reading it.
Okay.
That's what I'm reading it. Okay. 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 Nice maintenance. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. Okay.
That's it, Your Honor.
Right. So, Mr. Antanjo, it looks like you're still allowing him to live there.
Yes, ma'am. Can I say something?
Okay.
I don't know the condition of his bond hearing or whatever, but after he was arrested, he came back to my house and was living there, practically living with me. So now I know that this man, whatever has happened in court or whatever, he has been left to come. He has been allowed to come back to live with me.
So, sir, he's not living in the same house with you, is he?
He is.
You live in the same house you've rented a room to him at.
Yes, ma'am.
He lived at 2 places, Your Honor.
I don't live in 2 places. I live in this house.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
the petitioner is married with 2 adolescent children, and they don't always stay at the house. He already told me that he has another domicile in Roswell, Georgia. So I'm a little confused if someone feels so threatened by me, why they would bring their entire family to the house on New Year's Eve, including his firstborn son with his wife and 3 small children.
I
And
think.
I have that in the text communication as well, Your Honor.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, can I answer that, ma'am?
Okay.
If you look at the text messages, all I'm trying to do is to stay away from this man as much as possible and to respect him. He lives in my house. I do respect him living in my house, even though he has not paid rent and all that. I still allow that. It's okay. But the thing is that it is the threat and the stalking that I am saying that this man should not hurt me. Police already arrested him. He says, I will pay for that. So when he got a bond, I don't know what the bond conditions were. He moved back to live here.
Okay. It says to not have contact with you. Here you sent him another lease. And then you kept talking back and forth to him. You sent him another lease after he got out of jail.
Yes,
That's the first lease, Your Honor.
Because when he got out of jail, he moved back into the house. It is not before then. Look at the day that I gave him the lease. He got out of jail and he moved back into my house. I
Got
have
out
no
of jail December 28th, and you're sending him stuff January the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So
yes, because he's still living in my house. There's nothing I can do. I cannot throw him out.
Your Honor, he
Police
can
came.
evict me.
No,
Your Honor, he can evict me, and he has
No.
initiated the formal eviction process.
yes,
Right. Here you
that
go.
is that is after the fact. Police. I called police.
Okay,
Police
here we
came
go.
here.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There's
Okay.
bond conditions. Talk to your lawyer about the bond conditions, Mr. Richards. Both of you place your email in the chat. We'll send you a copy of the order. I'm going to deny it because The bond conditions will protect you, Mr. Chango. Just stay away from it. And Mr. Richards, you need to talk to your public defender and figure out what you need to do. All right?
So the TPO is still in
Denying it.
effect?
No, I'm
Three
denying
months?
it. I'm denying it. So place your email in the chat.
Okay,
So
ma'am,
can
can
I
I
go
ask
there to
some-
get my,
Look, make it as clear as I can be. I'm denying the TPO. They're bond
Yes.
conditions for you, Mr. Richards. You talk to your public defender about how you need to address those. Both of you, place your email in the chat and you can leave the meeting. Now, I'm walking away for a second before I get.
This was an interesting case. The judge ended up denying the temporary protection order. The defendant already has a no-contact bond condition in place and isn't allowed to contact the plaintiff anyway. What do you think? Did the judge make the right call? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.